You are now listening to the Drunken Monks Podcast.
Welcome and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marlo Brown. That's Denise Fiber. And we're here with the Drunken Monks Podcast. Week 7, baby.
Yo.
Yeah. And if you notice, you look better as well. Look. See. I mean, you're seeing pimples on me, but that don't matter. But the lady looks.
Marlo is just talking for herself, huh?
Look at her, man. She looks sharp. Look at that. See, we're improving every week.
Yeah.
Denise, good evening, sweetheart. What's going on with you?
What's going on? Nothing much, actually. Just chilling, relaxing a little bit.
All right.
And can't complain. Busy with work and things, but life is good.
Life is good. Life is good on the island of Curacao once again. Oh man, I can agree with that. For me this week was just basically again working on the podcast, doing all of the back end stuff, and trying to up the game. As you see, you have a camera, I have a decent camera now too, as well. Shout out to Luke, man. My goodness, we owe that man a big bottle of champagne. And Luke and Roxy, of course.
I just owe them a kiss or something.
Yeah, toch? And basically, we are constantly trying to improve the show. We are constantly trying to make it a little bit stronger for whoever that is listening and whoever that is watching. And I'm extremely proud of where we've come so far, and we just got nothing but up to go. But
okay, enough with the shimmy shammy talk. What are we drinking?
I'm drinking whiskey, sweetheart. What about you?
Why are you always drinking from the green cup?
Because that's the least offensive cup I got.
Oh, I thought because you're just gangster like that.
No, we listen. If we get a sponsor, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, wink. We can upgrade things, and then we can upgrade the set, and then we could maybe do more. Up until then, I gotta go in my kitchen, and that's the least offensive cup that I got.
I go in my kitchen and somehow I'm able to produce this.
But you're a single professional woman who has the world at her hands, making all kinds of money, driving a big car. Yeah, so we know about you. Me, I'm a poor fool. You check? So all I'm trying to do is just make sure that I'm trying to maintain. And as long as it's being held, as long as it's working, I got no problem with that.
All right.
Speaking of which. Speaking of being a strong, independent woman, I have a question for you because
sounds like an interlude to Destiny's Child from 2004 or something.
Yeah, but that shows like your age as well too. No, do not say that too loud. Huh? I have a genuine question, and we're gonna take it out of the politics realm, and then we're gonna go more into just human beings, right? A mutual friend of ours, I won't say the name on the show, of course, but a mutual friend of ours kind of put me in my place just a little, nothing heavy, but definitely did that this afternoon. I had a clip on YouTube that I found interesting that was on a subject that I thought that she might have enjoyed. To give a little bit of context, the clip is talking about basically feminism and how it applies in like pop culture, and especially in one particular show. So I thought it was interesting because it sounded
like what show, like a TV show, you mean? Or
it was, yes, they were. I could send you the clip, but the show that they were talking about was Adventure Time. It was basically
Adventure Time.
Adventure Time.
Of course, I have never heard of this show.
Because you're not a nerd, that's why. And you don't like cartoons.
So, it's a cartoon even.
No, but it's actually pretty dope. It's actually it's part of that new wave of like animation that came out. So like you got like Avatar, Legend of Korra, Adventure Time, regular show. Like all those shows, they're for kids, but they're not. And especially Adventure Time, it has like a lot of nostalgia like attached to it. So like 30-something parents could watch that show with their kids right now and not be bothered. You know what I mean? Like it's actually got something for everybody. And the show is a feel-good show. It's like a wholesome type of thing, but it's smart. Like all these shows have one thing in common. They're all smart, right? They have writers who are nuanced and like for a kid show, they're nuanced, they're in depth, they go places that you don't normally think of. You know what I mean?
But is it interesting for kids as well?
Yes, very much so. Adventure Time was one of the most popular shows in the last maybe 15 years, easily. It had I can't tell you the amount of seasons because I honestly didn't keep up, but I know it had more than 5. Like it had more than 5 seasons, and that's saying something. 5 years back to back that you run it without fail, it says something, man. So
what now? What about the show and feminism and
no, but I won't go into the detail of the thing, but our friend basically put me in my place because the presenter of that clip, he was like, the subject is about feminism and in particular third wave, right? Which deals with like intersectionality and not just cis white type of ladies or whatever. But you deal with black, you deal with queer, you deal with all type of colors and whatever. Okay. Right. But it is broad, it's a broad tint, right? And our friend who definitely ascribes to a little bit of feminism, she tell me plain, I can't watch it. Like, what? Like, no, I'm not gonna watch this. Why not? Because a cisgender white man is presenting it to me. Who is he gonna tell me about being queer and like a woman and whatnot? But the message is actually pretty like I tried to litigate it and like I tried to explain that it wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? That is not.
Hold up. It wasn't a big deal.
Right.
Now, you're for the people, of the people, proud Black man, proud of the heritage. Now a white guy, a 50-something white guy,
30-something,
from Holland is going to explain to you about the struggle of Black Caribbean, like Black Statia men. How valid and credible is it to you?
Okay. This brings up the question that I want to pose, and this is the discussion that I want to hold with you, right? What is the measure of an ally? Somebody who obviously is not of the tribe, but who wants to help or who is down with the cause. What is the measure of an ally and what is the best practices for an ally? Because my thing is this, to answer your question, right? I would honestly say that if said 50-year-old white man has at least some kind of credentials of being with the struggle. So let me say he's more of a Bernie Sanders than a Joe Biden, right? He was in the struggle on Statia. He helped plant food. He helped to, change laws. He's always been fighting the good fight. He might have lobbied within Twitter Camera. He has his own thing that he he has his own like a foundation that helps along and is a proper thing. If he wants to talk to me about the history of Statia and he's not condescending, I would take it. As long as you're not condescending and as long as but those, I just put my signifiers as what makes a good
ally. But you make a good point. You say, well, if he was living the struggle and he fought for this, he fought for that, I can deal with it. But this white man who's talking about third wave feminism, what has he done for the movement? Well, who is this guy?
Mike Rignetta. He was one of the presenters at PBS Studios. He does his own thing and he has like a lot of different kind of freelance work, but he is a presenter. But if you look at the dude, he is the most non-threatening white dude you could ever find. And
it's not about threatening. It's not about threatening, but it's about doing the work. And I think as an ally, whether you're an ally for Black lives or for queer people, for women or gender equality, for people with differently abled bodies, whatever ally you are, I think the most important role is not to come and lecture us, people who are already part of that community that you supposedly are supporting. Right. I think that the job of an ally and a good ally, what they do is they listen when activism is going on. Right. They don't steal the limelight. They are in the background offering support. They are opening doors. And I think what is very important is that like this white man, he can talk about feminism, third wave feminism, but he needs to talk to his friends. When his friends are in the bar and they're being sexist, that is when the ally jumps in. And that's when the ally says, hey, luister eens even, this, that, and the other. I think I have to side with our friend.
But this is
in this instance. And before you intervene, last point. Why doesn't he give his platform, if he's really an ally, why doesn't he give his platform to a marginalized person who never gets a platform to convey the message that he wants to convey? Why does he have to present it? Go.
Okay. Let me answer some things global and let me answer some things specific. The clip in question and the channel in question is not his. He's just a presenter. Just like how you would have an OS would have maybe a YouTube channel and they would have different presenters and they would do different things. Think of it like that. Like it's not his YouTube channel. So it's not his is not his platform to be able to give away or to lend to whoever, like or whatever, right? That's one. Two, is not one subject, is not the third wave feminism alone that he talks about. Is like the idea of the show or the content is that he takes like a deep thought or like a deep idea and he explores it. So for example, you would talk about one of the clips that
exploration is something else, and I dig exploration,
but that's what he's doing.
That is not ally. I don't think that is per se ally.
No, but and that was the thing that I was getting to like next as well. He has proven himself an ally because he does support these things and he does do these fights, like a lot of charity work for LGBTQ, if I got it right. Lord help me. Yeah. Exactly, like it's working. Yes. Yeah, no allies here. No allies here at all. No, but that's a thing.
LPG, okay, yeah.
Right, but that's a thing. But he has given to these causes. He has fought the good fight with them. He always posts these things. He always put these things forward. He always discusses like these things. If you check a lot of his like his social media and whatnot, and so he's an ally, but it's a tangential ally in the Zin van this context. It's not like he's presenting himself as an ally within the context of the clip. It's just that he is a.
But that is exactly the point. He's not presenting himself as an ally, maar wat kom je dan eigenlijk precies vertellen? Like, and I get that you're saying it's not his channel and it's not his show and it's not whatever. He's just a presenter, but. Are you referencing women? Are you?
Yes, he is.
Are you mentioning people who are leaders in the fight?
Yeah. He listen in the clip, and this is why I was hoping that our friend would have looked at the clip at least, because if you give the clip a chance, and that for me was what stung. While I respect it, it stung to me that just because this thing is in front. I'm not going to bother with the rest. Like to me, you're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. And maybe you're closer to our mutual friend than I am. But I think that I got a good read of that person in the Zin van. I wouldn't put nonsense in front of her. And I would definitely not try to disrespect her. You check with me? And so with that, it was like, yo, all right. She was not happy with that. And so with her not being happy, like,
but it is. But don't you find it weird? Let's just go back to black lives, whatever.
Right, because LGBTQ is a little touchy.
Yes, je zegt het meteen goed in één keer.
Yeah, because I took the other drink. That one not in the head again.
No, that is touchy, but you can gewoon imagine. I mean, you can always imagine, but you live the black experience. So you know the other things I cannot speak of for you. So is it like, what do you think about there is a show about and let me think about something. Soca, the Calypso. Right. The development of Calypso, and and how ideas and concept change, and it's about the pioneers and the music and the Kiko and whatever. It's something about calypso.
Right.
And then there is a show, any show on TV, and then they will choose somebody, who posts maybe 2 things about calypso on his page, but who's not a calypsonian, who is he's just a journalist, I guess.
Right.
He's a journalist, and he comes to tell something about calypso. Like, why would you not give a platform to people, to calypsonians, to people who specialize in their history? Why are you telling me, you who doesn't know a lot maybe about this, who only did research for the show, why are you the one to tell me about calypso?
Okay, but here's the thing, and I guess, believe it or not, like everything else, we're on the same page but on 2 different sides, right? For me, no, but for me, no, because I will preface this. I do agree with you, but the example that you're given is not this dude. The example that you're bringing forward is not this dude. This dude, number one, again, you get, like, if you watch the content that he's a part of, you can tell just by the way that he presents things, just by the way that he speaks about things. And again, there's no condescension in this man's, again, this is why I said he's the most non-threatening white boy you've seen in a long time, right? There is no condescension like in him. There is no arrogance like in him. It is pure, it is like unbridled curiosity. That combined with, you can tell he does the research, not like a couple of pages or whatnot. You can tell that he's been up every night deep into the thing without the life experience.
You had me up until the point that you said unbridled curiosity.
Yeah.
But what is feminism a spectacle? Is gender equality something?
Wait a minute. But you see, but this is what I'm asking now, because this goes to a larger point. Why is it always got to be a fight? If
because
I'm trying to help you, then why is it trying to be a fight? Like every time.
Because you're trying to achieve something, and to be able to achieve in this hostile patriarchal world where there is no space, hardly any space for women, where you have to defend every single thing that's being done. It is a fight. So why, like, what do you mean? Why you gotta fight?
No, listen, no. Why does everything gotta be a fight? Not that why you gotta fight. Why does everything gotta be a fight? They got moments. Listen, Che Guevara probably, drunk a beer or a whiskey or 2. He had a laugh with the boys. He went for a swim. He is not like you wake up angry at whatever every time. It's not like everything is a battlefield. But that comes to my point. Like,
no.
How do you check for an ally and not fight them off or not scare them off? Like, I would love to have allies, but I know that there are certain people that would scare these people off because they're mad at everybody, everything within the Black experience.
No, but why you gotta frame it in the hook you from anger and mad?
Because that's how it comes across. That's how it comes across. There is no, listen, when it comes to touchy subjects like this, a lot of times, and trust, I'm guilty of it too. I'm like, my old folks used to say that, like, you get on your high horse. You know what I mean? You get kind of self-righteous about it. And for me, is like, if somebody's genuinely curious, genuinely trying to have a conversation, maybe ignorant, but not ignorant and malicious with it, but they just want to learn. Like, how do you have a slow, easy conversation about a very touchy subject?
But listen, learning is not being an ally. And
how is learning not being an ally?
An ally, to me, you've learned and you're practicing what you've learned. You keep learning, yes, maybe. But to me, an ally is like what I said. You support the struggle. You give a platform where no platform is to be gotten. You talk to people who are bigoted, with who you have influence over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then an ally can help move the needle, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but wat ben je anders?
But
Like,
but
er
wait,
is
isn't there?
genoeg. No,
Listen,
if you're just posting memes and you're just posting equality, like whatever. I'm a feminist, and
but you
you're a
see,
white man.
but that's the thing. But that's the thing.
How are you pushing the needle by just posting some memes? I can't.
I don't like slacktivists either. I'm with you on that. But I'm saying if somebody is a complete virgin, they figure out they saw their first, I don't know, Malcolm X movie or whatever, right? Their mind gets blown like, oh, this is going on. They go to their black friend or me or you, and they're like, yo, how do I help? Just playing, just, all hands down, everything down. How do I help? What is your sentence after that? And how do you say it? Because at that point,
what I've said for the third time, I'm going to say, listen, support, and call out the bullshit when you hear it, because you can open other doors. You have more avenues, and you can have some sway over people. I can decades about being marginalized, either as a woman, either as a black woman, whatever. Het komt niet aan. But a white man telling another white man, or a man telling a man, oftentimes has a different effect.
Right.
So that is how you are an ally. The same thing also with I thinking of sexual assault, rape, like gender-based violence.
Right.
We had a very sad case in Trinidad last week. A young woman was murdered. And the problem is men, in this case, I'm talking about men, but it goes for every group where there is a majority and minority. Men don't hold other men accountable. If you're an ally, you hold men accountable. If the bullshit starts, you stop them. You tell them, hey, dit kan echt niet. When men are harassing women, don't go drink with those men in the bar and make fun of it and laugh it off. No, take a stance. And that's the same thing with all of these issues. If you're an ally, you do something instead of just presenting a program and posting some stupid shit on your Facebook, however valid your memes are.
So then let me ask, not in defense of slacktivism, because again, I ain't down with that like either, right? But let's say that this particular man, Mike Rignetta, he has the platform, he brings an idea across that is not threatening, it is important, and it starts a person's journey, because he does cite, check this too as well. And if you're interested in this, check that as well. At least on that show that he does that, right? Okay. Or he did that, right? Yeah. So he brings this across. He himself is not, let's pretend, because I dare not say this, because I know for a fact he is that dude, right? But let's say that he's not. All he does is post things, and all he does is whatever. If his platform is big enough and it activates 3 brand new allies, or 3 people that are on the path to becoming one, isn't that work that is kind of justified as well? So it's not his work, but is his work, as in he is the.
But then you're not an ally. Then you're just somebody on the sidelines wishing people well. For me, allyship implies action. You need to do shizzle. And posting, maybe in your word book, posting a meme or posting a quote.
But we disagree. I don't like activism, not either. So this whole thing of you're done with a cause just for a fad. No, I'm not. Like everybody that was on Kaepernick's dick when everything went down, and then all of a sudden you don't hear nothing about Kaepernick anymore. Why? Because nobody's dealing with it. I still check for Kaepernick. I still be invested in what he's doing. And trying to, because we're worlds away, I can't affect what he's doing. I can't give any money to him. But at the same time, I could learn different type of lessons basically from him. And what I'm saying is that you and I are talking about the same thing. Is like, you need to do the work. You need to do the work. You need to do the work. And if
And
you do the work, that's not it.
the thing that I always get like that exhausts me, that is gewoon ugh at this point. And I'm seeing it a lot in the fight for racial equality,
Right.
if you can call it that, is that white people expect black people to educate them. No, your education is on you. It's not my job to educate you. Educate yourself. This is not per se related to the clip, but it's indeed, you have to do some work as well. Black people tired, women tired. Just get your shit together and read something, man.
On that note, we'll be right back. Welcome back, boys and girls. Hey-o.
Omas and opas.
Still drinking. Still drinking. Yeah, okay, so on to the next subject. Boy. You don't be on Twitter, do you? You don't be on Twitter, do you? All right. Do you know who Trey Songz is?
There is songs in his name, so I'm gonna go with he's a singer.
He's a singer. He is an R&B singer. He is arguably without the problematicness of it, he's arguably the R. Kelly of our time. Definitely some baby making songs.
Not of our time, of your son's time, maybe.
Whatever, but of now, right?
Okay.
And so basically, it's a lot of baby making music, is a lot, and very suggestive, very naughty if you're listening properly and whatnot. And so,
Hey, Valentine's Day coming up, so I better make a playlist, not Trey songs.
Yo,
write it down.
Trey Songz, bro. That trust. I can definitely agree to Trey Songz on a Valentine's particular evening or whatever. But anyway, coming up to it, right? So, famous dude, heavily famous. A tape came out, or a little clip came out about last maybe 7 days, right? And here's the thing. So in the clip, because I've had the good fortune of seeing it, you see a young lady performing an act on the young man, and you see it from his ohuk. So you see it from his eye. So you look down, you see the girl doing what she got to do, right? And you don't see Trey Songz' face. But here's the thing. You
you say it's you see it from his own perspective. So is it suggestive that the guy is filming, or is it a third person?
Easily, you could see that he's filming with his phone. Like you can see that he has his phone up, and then he's filming down. If it's consented to, you can't get vexed. But
yeah.
But here's the thing. But all right, so internet being the internet and people being people, a lot of sleuths and detectives saw that his arm, the person's arm, was in the frame. And a very distinctive tattoo was coming down the thing. And it's not 100%. And of course, people are denying it across the board. But it's fairly safe to say that this was Trey Songz. Now, the reason that we're talking about this, because I found it hilarious. Not the sex tape itself, not the sex tape itself, but the reaction. Because, and hey, here's to you, Trey. The boy is blessed. The boy got a baby on. The boy nearly knocked out the chick and get like a concussion.
Oh, such a patriarchal nonsense. Here's to you. He's blessed. Here's to oh, come on, man.
What is your problem? You don't like big dick?
Continue your story.
You don't like big dick? Like you don't like big dick? Like you don't?
No comment. But I'm not gonna drink like as if he earned, as if he did something super fantastic.
He's blessed.
He was born.
But he didn't earn that, bro. But anyway, but you see, then these jokes are gonna land short with you. Black Twitter went stupid.
But how we know
and the females on Black Twitter went dumb, and the reactions to me was priceless.
But wait, how do we know he's big?
Because you can see it in the clip.
My goodness.
You can see it in the clip. That is the point. But my entertainment of that particular thing was just plain and simple that just the jokes and the memes and the hashtags and the reactions and the Kiko, it was funny as shit. I decided to share that with a couple of my friends. Not the clip itself, but just the reactions. Yo, Dre, do you check what's going on Twitter?
Your male friends?
No, female too. Like, who like a good joke or whatever. Couple of them came back. Man, I don't even want to know. Wow. Okay, cool. I'm sorry for apparently I'm 0 for 2 this week. And yeah, like the person said, like, but their reaction was everybody got a mixtape. A mixtape. Like everybody got a mixtape.
Like, who your friends be, man?
No, but everybody, like, like a lot of sex tape, like you can count it with a clock that once a year at the very least, a celebrity, whether by accident or on purpose, is going to release it.
Like 99% of the time, these things are not by accident.
I wouldn't. You see, okay, but there's a discussion to be had. Paris Hilton was the progenitor of all of this. This shows my age at least. Paris Hilton dropped. Well, yeah, it came out a little later that it was a little bit on purpose. But her and Kim Kardashian are like the two famous ones. Like and especially not just famous, but they became household names because of their sex tapes that had dropped. And subsequently, things have been dropping on and off for years. I wouldn't know what to tell the person that I'm with that I'm gonna do this. I wouldn't see the sense in it. Like, especially if I'm already famous. Like, what's the point of dropping a sex tape? I would be happy if the person is happy and I'm happy and is in fun. If we're exhibitionists and that's what we want to do, okay, then go right ahead. Then live your best life. But as a marketing tactic, as a way,
as a marketing tactic, most people did it as a marketing tactic. Okay,
yeah, but why would you do that though? There are more interesting ways, and in a world where
when nobody's talking about you,
still a little bit tad. You're gonna like that.
When nobody's talking about you, there is no more interesting way than a sex tape.
Really?
Yep.
There's no more interesting way?
Nope.
Be white and call somebody a nigga. I guarantee you that your timeline is gonna blow the fuck up. like that country music dude here this week. Like all of a sudden everybody dropped him. They had tried to cancel him, but his sales went through the roof. I forgot his name. Where's a producer when I want one?
Well, why did his sales go through the roof?
Because he's a country music singer, and all the crackers them enjoyed the fact. What the hell? Like, he got canceled, man. Like
black people
everybody dropped him, but his sales went through the fucking roof because he called somebody a nigga, and that's it.
No, I didn't understand yeah.
Yes, he called somebody like, Lord, whoever got it, just throw it in the comments or something, man.
No, I don't even want to see that shit.
But what it is, but that's the point. Like, why the sex tape? Why does it have to be that? And especially now, man, because you made a face when I said that he was taping from up top. So all this Me Too culture, like, we've passed the point. You know what I mean?
You see,
so it's possible that this thing is
see the girl. Identify the girl.
Huh?
Or you can identify the girl, or do you only see the back of her head?
Like whoever is her people's, they definitely know who she is.
I know.
Like whoever know who, because you're seeing her do the work. You're seeing the face, and she's looking straight up. So like, it is what it is. But I mean, like, Lord.
And the thing is, her life will probably be ruined, and you're here toasting to your boy Trey.
Who says that her life is gonna be ruined?
Because if you're sucking,
man, Cardi B, done. That doesn't necessarily translate. And by the way, how does it have to be ruined? That's my thing. Like, I think that people are so like blasé about it now that it's not like a stigma much anymore. Not in certain type of circles, and especially if you're young, you're free, you ain't dealing with older folks. You hopefully you got your job kind of secured.
I want to say your job. You say hopefully you got it kind of secure. In the States, especially, they fire for any nonsense.
Yeah.
Your brother called somebody the N word on Facebook, you're fired.
Yeah.
So,
again, it depends on the job, and for that one, it depends on the region. you ain't getting fired in Tennessee.
I don't know, but unless the women in the sex tapes are some kind of famous and want to push some kind of thing, there's not famous yet, on the brink of fame, and they have some money, they come from wealth, they come from powerful circles.
Right.
Unless that happens, usually the woman is seen as a whore. People do not want to associate for some reason with sex workers, and the men are cool and whatever. Like, if you're not a Paris Hilton or who was a Kardashian, like in that specific class, I have to call it.
Right.
Like, blijft er weinig van je over. Er blijft echt weinig van je over.
But then, okay, so then...
but nowadays, this, that, and the other.
No, but so I posit to you, and I'm hoping that she's not the exception to the rule. What do you think about Mia Khalifa? She was easily the most popular porn star for like a couple of years. And again, she didn't do much. We talked about this last week. She did not do much, but she was able to pivot. She was able to pivot and to be able to do other things other than that. And while she has the detractors and she has people that argue in bad faith whenever she brings up a particular subject or whatnot, because if she's talking about saving dogs and dog haters like, yeah, you did porn. Dude, and one ain't got nothing to do with the other, man. Come on, stop it. Right? So I am not discounting what you're saying. I actually, in this particular Zen, I agree with what you're saying, that the woman usually suffers more than the man across the board, right? Especially when it comes to matters of being labeled as whether that you're virtuous or not, right? But at the same time...
You put it very nicely, Marlo.
Huh?
You put it very nicely, whether you're virtuous or not.
Yeah, I mean that's what it comes down to, right? Like, if you have a taint of dirt of somebody's sweat on you and whatnot, you don't have your virtue leg anymore. So yeah, but at the same time, I think that some of that thinking is phasing out. The older folks are dying. The younger folks, you and I still have our particular baggage or whatnot. You might have your baggage. I might have mine. You are very private where that is concerned for that same type of reason. And there's practicality. But I would argue that you have it too because it's like it makes sense as well. I have my own hang-ups when it comes to male-female dynamics and whatnot, but we're both willing to try at the very least, to go try, and we understand that we have this baggage.
Try what? Release a sex tape? What are you talking about?
Not talking about a sex tape, fool. Not talking about a sex tape. No, but I'm saying that some of the hang-ups when it comes to men, women, relationships, sex, the whole nine, a lot of that stuff is going by the wayside because it's slow. And that's the problem. It's slowly phasing out. It still feels like it's oppressive. It still feels like whatever. But I would argue that people our age and younger, we don't really give a damn about much of that like anymore across the board. We might have like the map of walking through society. Like we would have office ladies who would not want to dress any kind of slutty, quote unquote, because they want to keep their job. But it's not that they don't like doing that. It's because they understand the pragmaticness of it. And like, yo, if I do this, this is going to go this way. You might.
I don't completely agree with you. You say, yeah, like our generation and younger.
I'm not saying everybody. Yeah? They still got people hang-ups. But I'm saying that, again, the taboos are being phased out because older folks are dying. And younger folks with different ideas, there's a big generational gap between me and my mother. There's a bigger one between me and my son. And those values are shifting at to me at a big rate, man. You
It's
could
different
not talk about
than in the
transgender
past.
stuff, huh?
It's different than in the past, you think?
I
'Cause
think that there's at least a willingness to talk about it depending on who you talk to. And even older cats, older people, if they're more progressive than whatever, they might have been taught by their younger peers as to where the stance might be or could be. I think a Bernie Sanders, for example, never thought about, LGBTQ rights or whatever. But I think that Bernie is well educated now because he has a younger staff around him, and he will fight that fight too because it's equality across the board. You understand what I mean? So it depends on the older cat. I think that there's a conversation to be had depending on the person.
But I think it's not fair to shove everything in the lap of the older folk who are supposedly dying right now. I mean, ageism, Marlo, echt, my goodness. We moeten jou
Really?
echt heropvoeden.
Really?
Maar, no, but I don't think it's fair to say all the folk this, that, and the other. There are surprisingly a lot of young people our age or even younger, or even younger, but like young people
That's not too harsh, man.
that have these backwards ideas as well. Like, how many guys have the idea from, okay, now your friends, because they definitely ain't mine, have the idea now that, okay, that chick is good for a fuck and that chick is good for a wife. Wife material is not the one you're fucking around and doing all kind of nastiness with. That's a younger mensen that thinking that. And how is that different than what old folks think? How are these people changing the narrative with Walifa Khalifa? What's her name? Like it is the same. It's the same nonsense.
Okay, but hold on. But don't you think that there's more space to talk about again things like LGBTQ, things like openness about there's a thing that has been rolling around here lately about love language. It's the first time I ever heard that.
Lately, man, je komt laat kijken, zwaar.
Yeah, ik kom wel laat kijken, but what I'm saying is that it's like me being late is indicative of how ubiquitous it is. And that you did not talk about that 20 years ago. You did not talk about love languages and like how it means to make your partner, just that fact alone, your partner is fulfilled. And
No, stop it. That is because you are a man. Women have been talking about this like before we were born. We were already drilled.
But does that not agree to my
point? So
does that not agree to my point? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like the fact that stupid men.
Okay. Now that you nuance it, okay.
That means it's across the board, right?
Now, across the board zou ik niet meteen say. I wouldn't say across the board.
Space.
But things are slowly changing, but things are always changing because you were talking about the gap between the porn star and your mom and between
Hey, ho.
Did I just say I forget her name all the time.
Not the gap between my mother and whatever. I'm saying there's a generational gap. Get it right. You did it on purpose.
No, but you specifically used your mother as a forebill.
Right. Gap between me and my mother, not Mia Khalifa and my mother. What the fuck is you implying, man? Stop it.
Okay, but I mean, I wanted to say that generational gap has always been there because there was a huge gap between my father and his father. My father being a hippie listening to the Beatles and Rolling Stones, weet Phil with a big afro and the bell bottoms, and my grandfather being very proper and being totally dismayed with his sons, because my uncle was the same way,
right.
Being all kind of indecent and not proper and you know what will the neighbors say. So that is gewoon the circle of life, basically.
Circle of life. So, look, the circle of life is letting me know, and this is what I feel. I think that there's a lot more openness than there was 5-10 years ago. I feel that there's a lot more willingness to learn from 5-10 years ago. I think there's a letting go of bricks. Like all of these gender roles, especially gender expectations and whatnot. So It's not perfect. It's not across the board. It's not. I agree with you. There are pockets of ignorance you're never gonna get to, right? At least not in this moment, not right now. But I think that there is advancement, and I think in my lifetime, it has become like me as the pervert, me as the one that always talking about pussy. It is easier to talk today than it was 10 years ago. The things that I would say 10 years ago would bring gasps, and they would clutch their pearls. How dare you? Now it's like, man, why you gotta talk about that? As in, there's a loosening of taboos. There is a loosening of.
But don't you think that goes in waves? Don't you think? Because
there is that too. Like, I will give you that. There is
about the flower power. Okay, maybe that was white privilege,
and there was a reaction to that.
In that time, while talking about sex, doing all kind of things,
right?
Maybe they were even more liberal and more open-minded and more. There was more space maybe to talk and explore than even nowadays. So I don't know. Yeah, there is advancement for sure. There is advancement, but I think there was.
That's all I'm saying. That like the whole fact of that we can talk about that there's a sex tape, as somebody was willing enough to make a sex tape, and it was out there.
Dat is nog de vraag. If they were willing enough to make a sex tape, yes, the guy that was filming was willing, but was the girl willing?
You think that? Listen to me. Let me tell you something. Trey Songz might not got Kanye money, but Trey Songz definitely got. Let me see. Who's a good example that you would know? Trey Songz got Brad Pitt money easily, because Brad Pitt hasn't made a good film in a while. Trey Songz got Brad Pitt money. That ain't no joke. You think that a man like Trey Songz or whoever, a brother, again, post, not post Me Too, you are going to have that as your whatever. And you ain't gonna ask the girl 14 million times, yo, Dre, you all right with this? Yo, Dre, you all right? Hey, yo, you all right with this? Hey, yo, Dre, you all right with this? You need to do that, brother, because that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. That is.
If you got Brad Pitt money, it don't matter. You pay a couple of millions and be done with it.
If all I got is a couple of millions, I would want to keep it.
Yeah, but I think. I don't know, this whole issue with consent and stuff. It's funny. It's funny.
Zoe's always funny, and let's put a pin in that one for maybe another time, because that's
a whole other conversation.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's true.
Man, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna
refill. Let's do that. Marlo, did you go and refill your drink? I got myself still some gin and tonic. Very enjoyable.
I did whiskey straight because I'm a black man, but here's the thing. No, because black men tend to stick to one drink.
That's it.
That's it. It's not no. Everything is a fight with you. Everything is a fight with you.
It's not a fight, it's just a very lively discussion.
Fine. But all right. No, but gin and tonics. I won't tell you no lie. I've had some really good ones since I come to this place. I can remember going to Madero. I can remember going to Luke's when it was open. Tacoma. Luke is over there now too, as well. Shout out to Luke. Yeah, I've had a couple of really good G&Ts since I've been here, and but there's a delicate balance though, because you put too much gin, you kind of mess it up. You put too much tonic, kind of mess it up. It has to be right on that line, and if you don't do that, then it goes a little off. Speaking of right on that line, we're gonna talk about something dumb. Segue. Again, you've not been on the socials. You've not been on the socials.
So the thing I saw on the social was a story of a girl and Gorilla Glue. I didn't have time to check out what was happening, but I'm sure you can enlighten me, because everybody seemed to be some kind of upset or feeling some kind of excited about this whole
Excited is not the word that I would use. Upset is the word that I would use. I'll just present the facts as is. This particular lady, her name escapes me, and I wouldn't want to blow her up even more than what she is. This particular lady, she looked like she was kind of recording a clip, and it
It
seemed
already starts bad. Sorry. Yeah.
it seemed to be like one of them beauty type of thing, beauty tips, life hacks type of thing, and then she found out that she wasn't supposed to use a particular product in her hair because she's trying to get her hair tight and her edges down and all of that. And she used Gorilla Glue. Now, for those that
But why would you put glue in your hair?
oh no, man, not getting there.
What is wrong with people?
Wait, it gets better because this story, the story like has evolved since it dropped. But no, but she put Gorilla Glue in her hair. Now, for those that don't understand or know, Gorilla Glue is super glue times 100. This is industrial strength. There's a reason why it's called Gorilla Glue. It's strong like a gorilla. You understand what I mean? Crack in too. Gorilla Glue has a warning, and I swear to God, I checked it out today just briefly. But Gorilla Glue has a warning where they say not even to get it on your clothes. It's not about eyes or
Why does anybody
clothes.
think
They decide
be a good idea?
it's not about that. Listen to me. I'm of the opinion that she didn't think, as in
Now, obviously, she did not think.
no. But here's my thing. Yeah. And I think that it's indicative of a bigger thing. I think that a lot of the people that we have nowadays, because there's so much information about everything all over everywhere, none of us read the terms of service. If you understand what I mean.
But nee, maar wacht even.
Wait.
Don't come talk about terms of service if you say on a thing it says don't even get this shit on your clothes.
But it does not specifically say don't get it in your hair.
That's the same thing as should you provide a manual when you buy a dog? Don't put a dog in the microwave.
Okay, but you see, but listen, there is an argument, a devil's advocate stance to take that it did not specifically say do not put in hair. It said not on hands or skin or eyes or clothes. This is the argument that was given, right? And by the way, I will put a pin in that particular thing that this was a thing that was said on the package as well. But anyway, okay, so long story short, this happened. The girl got obviously very distressed. And
but wait, when did she find out or when?
I don't know that part because I didn't check all the way into that.
She should have been very happy because all her edges were down, I'm sure.
I didn't check that part, but what I could tell you is that this story has developed more and more. She went to the ER. She did a lot of different things. And just the fact of the matter is that, again, that she put this industrial strength glue in her hair.
You can't make this shit up, man.
You can't make this shit up. But this is where it gets even more kind of interesting because outside of the human interest story of it being a little dumb or whatever, yeah, obviously, and for all those that know, if you're talking about edges and keeping your hair down and whatnot, so you're talking about a black girl. So she is black, right? This is where it gets interesting, Sakmar. Obviously, people latched onto it who have an aversion to our particular race or persuasion. And they even made jokes about how, the gorilla's using the Gorilla Glue and that type of thing. So there was some backlash to the people who were being trolls about this. And now today it came out. I literally checked the story right before we started to record that if true, it's not been confirmed yet. It's not been confirmed. It's not been corroborated yet. But there is talks of, there looks like this girl is planning on suing Gorilla.
Of course. I'm sorry. They should.
That's what I said. Put a minute, right? You did not specifically say that we can't use it in here, but we're hoping, for all of us that's part of the struggle, We're hoping that this is not true because you're going to set us back about 15 years. But yeah, it could be, it could not be. But I mean to say, like, look, I find a story just people are going to be people. And I have never lost money betting against how dumb people could be. I've never lost money like that. I've always lost money expecting people to be smarter than they are. But I've never lost money people being dumber. And that's basically what it is. Like,
But yeah,
but I don't see it as a whole thing or whatever. I just see it as that one individual. This person did not read or use common sense or was
forget the reading part. The common sense part is it's
Right.
obviously not that common.
Look here, let me tell you something, right? For me, I stopped believing in humanity when two particular things happened and they were years apart. And I couldn't believe that this was a thing. The first was way back when. I don't know if you kind of remember because now it kind of died down and like challenges come and go. But when challenges were coming out like every week,
The
every
cinnamon
day,
challenge.
the Tide Pod challenge. I was done. I was like, nah, no way in hell. Somebody got to be joking. You know what I mean? Like somebody got to be, nah, Dre, this ain't serious, right? When the Tide Pod challenge became a thing and like people were going to the ER because they ate a Tide Pod, I was like, Pat, no way in hell are you that bright, right? And when Trump lately was talking about, maybe if you drink bleach, you're gonna be good, and people did it, or people called CDC to try to figure out bleach. Nigga, nee toch, dat kan toch.
But I think it's
I gave up on humanity like after that fact. I was done. But
it ties into the bigger issue that you highlighted earlier a little bit. Like there is too much information, and people are just like I mean, behalve if you cannot think gewoon logisch, if you don't have no common sense,
right.
Check your sources before you do dumb shit.
No, but even that, wait a minute. But that one right there is something that, believe it or not, I get mad at intellectuals for verwijten to dumb people. Because that whole thing about checking your sources.
Dumb people, dat mag je ook niet zeggen. Intellectually challenged.
Dumb, ratted, ignorant, ratted people. Fuck you. Retarded folk. Yo, you're
no. Just ignorant people. We call them ignorant people.
It is language, and language is a beautiful thing, and it is intent. Get off my back. What I'm saying is like, for real, right? A lot of people say like check your sources. A lot of people say do this, do that, whatever. One of the most eye-opening moments I've ever had in my life was when in high school, and I'll be honest, it's not a brag. I'm not trying to humble brag or whatever, but I was lucky enough and blessed enough to be able to go to Peweo, right? And they said like one line combined with one thought changed my life. Teacher explained us like, and maybe he was wrong for saying it, but I don't think it was a malicious thing. He said, listen, Mavo kids tend to be taught in a way of this is how the thing works. Havo kids are taught in a way this is how the thing works and this is where it comes from. Vivio kids are taught in a way this is how the thing works, this is where the thing comes from, and this is why we have the thing. As in, you're taught to think about where something comes from, and not just that, but again, you are taught to think about how to think, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like you are trained in questioning your own thinking. You're trained in questioning, am I thinking the right thing right now? Is the thing that I'm willing to die on? Am I sure? Have I tested this up, down, left, right? Have I applied the Socratic method with this statement that I'm about to put up? And are you willing to put your neck on the block for this statement? Right? I agree with you that there's too much information that is out there. That is my statement. I will stick upon that. But I don't agree with you that everybody has the capacity or was taught or was trained to understand those things about sources, litmus tests, is this right? They kind of have to, like a lot of people, and I don't say they as in it's me versus them or whatever, but a lot of people, and I would put myself in this too as well. At some point, you don't have the time or the energy or the space to question something. You kind of have to trust the source, and especially now over time, do you trust the source? Has the source proven itself right? That's another question that can be brought up. But a lot of people, I don't have to question the newspaper. The newspaper is supposed to be the newspaper, right? I don't have to trust, I don't have to question my doctor, toch? My doctor's supposed to be right. The police officer. I think that is where a lot of this shit is coming from right now. A lot of this unrest or whatever, because all of these institutions on an individual level have proven themselves untrustworthy to at least a degree.
Hashtag conspiracy loonies.
Hey, unda e droga ta.
Hey, okay. That one I'm with you. Quincy, no.
Unda e droga ta. But that's my point. A lot of institutions have broken trust and faith with normal people. And so you get these weird things where people don't trust nothing no more, or a random idea comes up and it gets space, it gets rent in their head. Because why? Nobody don't trust the scientists no more. Nobody don't trust the doctors no more. Nobody don't trust teachers no more, nurses, whatever, because they've all proven to a point that there's an agenda, or there's a conspiracy, or there's a corruption or waiting for, right?
But other than that, the part of the distrust is true, but there is a specific group, your FEWO, people who were taught how to think was working, how it made and how to blah.
Yeah.
There is now a sense of also arrogance. There is a group inderdaad who doesn't think, they trust blindly maybe, or they assume things. But
Right.
There's another group I find them, this is gewoon a sign of our time, the arrogancy. Like, there are people who spend decades researching stuff, that PhD, they live and breathe and do all these very, very complex things. I looked at one YouTube video and now I know that whatever the professor and the super PhD, double PhD said is not true, because I'm so smart. I said, I put A and B together, so therefore it must be C. It is also it blows my mind, it blows my mind.
No, but wait, but all right, because I've been talking a lot, so I won't make a statement, but you know how I think about this. And we've even put a Facebook post about this, but we'll leave it alone. But I will posit this question onto you. Yeah. How, or not even how, do you think it wrong for people to have a mistrust? Oh,
yeah.
Wait a minute. No, hey, all is well except it's not well. And I'll continue with the question, but I won't be C.
Okay.
Okay, so then here's the thing. So do you think that it's wrong for people to be able to pull on these ideas? In the Zin van the so-called, armchair anti-vaxxer or whatever have you, that these folks, like they look at the PhD and they think, I can't trust them. I would argue, again, devil's advocate, I would argue that these people also know that anybody could be bought, anybody could be sold. And that's where a lot of the conspiracy comes from. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that I understand. And for me, what I've also said too, as well, is that a lot of these people who are also smart, who are also pushing, in my opinion, bullshit, also have an agenda. And they know these weaknesses, not within themselves, but within others. So I might not believe the shit that I'm spouting, but I know that somebody will. And that'll get me clout or power or influence or whatever have you. Do you think that is not a valid argument then? And that's what I would put in front of you.
It is a valid argument. It is a valid argument, but rather to spend your energy, and research what are the links? How are people bought? How does it relate to big pharma? and QAnon, weet ik veel. I don't know what people think. And how, like, instead of critically, I understand, inderdaad, people can be bought and are bought. There's a lot of corruption. There are a lot of strange things going on. Dat is goed. Dat is een deel van je critical thinking. But your critical thinking moet wel doorgaan. But no, I'm thinking, hey, big pharma. Okay, now I will believe that there are dragons coming out of the sky who are shooting. Like, where do you go from, okay, I don't trust this, to gewoon something like
dragons, she said.
Like in the anger, in the distrust, in the uncertainty, instead of researching further, no, you already said, okay, this is my analysis, they are bought, and now I'll just go to something completely random and I'll take that as my truth. Dan ben je van de regen in de drup. You go from one nonsense to the next nonsense.
Yeah. We could easily have a whole discussion about that. But then that's a question of that's not a question of intelligence. That's a question of moderation. That is a question of how much are you going to balance this out with nonsense? You know what I mean? Like one wild thing along with another wild thing. Where's the middle? Where's the he said, she said, this is the truth? You guess what I mean? Yeah. Man, honestly, I have sympathy with a lot of the people who have conspiracy theories in their heart, especially now with COVID and everything else, with the vaccines or whatever. I sympathize with them. I don't look at them with scorn. I sympathize with them. And for me, I would want, again, it comes back to education, especially for those who know, to reach a hand out and be able to guide people through. But the problem is, and this is the tragedy, there's not enough time to teach people how to think, and they have to make a critical decision soon. And that's basically it. So
you sympathize with people who differ in opinion?
Yeah. I am for the vaccine. I'll come out right now. I am for the vaccine.
But you can sympathize up to the point that they become a danger to you. Don't you? Like,
yeah.
You don't believe in vaccination. Okay, let's not take COVID because COVID is so disputed. But
polio.
To make my point, but all these other people with what was it? Mumps, I think, was eigenlijk een uitgeroeide ziekte.
Yeah.
And then you have pockets. A lot of these child illnesses that we don't know because our parents were vaccinated and they vaccinated us. Right. These illnesses disappeared and are now coming back.
Dude.
Millennial moms and dads find that their children should not be vaccinated. So yes, I can empathize with you, but until you make my child sick, I mean,
but listen, but here's where I get a little mad too as well, and I'd actually be more militant than Ting because of one commonsensical point, like one logical point would be, right? As you know, your auntie Denise at this point, because I just had a daughter, right? About 2 years ago.
Just had a daughter 2 years ago.
Hey, when you're this old, 2 years is nothing. But what it is that me and my wife, we had to go through the process. We had to go through, and for those that don't know, in the Dutch islands and especially on Curacao, you have to go to consultatie, which is basically a checkup for your kid. And with that checkup, you get vaccinations as well. Nobody disputing that. Nobody. I ain't seen
in your family.
Huh?
In your family.
Not on Facebook. Not on my conspiracy theorist friends as well. Everybody that got a child, like I got peoples that got a child here in the last 2 years as well. I ain't see shit. COVID comes up. Oh shit! The government is about to do this and that and one and so. Where's the line, brethren? Why would they not do something that you already trust? Why would they not?
All of a sudden, now everybody is so concerned with what's in the vaccine. You tell me what's in the vaccine, I still don't know what it is. But all the other things, the vaccines you had as a kid, the McDonald's that you're eating.
I was about to say.
Straightener that you're putting in your hair and all the other nonsense that you're doing, you don't even worry what's in there.
Hey, how much friggin' soda and chips and cookies is whatnot is eaten on a regular basis? Tell me what those ingredients are. I dare you. I double dog fucking dare you. You check one, man? Like, you can't pick and choose your struggle. It's either the struggle is all or the struggle is none. You can't pick and choose. You check one, man? And for me, is like the logic of anti-vaxxers and the logic of anti-vaxxers here doesn't make any sense. If somebody had a conspiracy to fuck you up, you don't think that they would have had you 10, 20, 30 years ago.
But you know what I mean? Yourself up with your social media, with your junk food, with this capitalism that we're slaving away in. So
we're done. We're done. You think that they need to introduce something new? They done got you, brethren. They done got your mother skunt. You think that they need to do this to again, dude? All they gotta do is just fucking put poison in a friggin' condom. No stakla.
Nah, not here. We don't use condoms, so
hey,
just put it in the water. Put it in the water.
No, but put poison in a condom. Put fucking like a subliminal message in a video game or in a movie that we all watch, and put friggin' yo, kill yourself in like Fast and the Furious. We're done. We're done. They done got you.
Now you're sounding like a conspiracy loony.
Huh?
Okay.
No,
you're starting to sound like a conspiracy loony.
Look, I'm saying this. I'm saying because I don't. Okay, I have certain conspiracies that I agree with. Epstein didn't kill himself. Fuck y'all. Right?
Monster he didn't either.
Huh?
Monster of Preto, of Bola, whatever his name, the guy that died in Barber in connection with Helmy Wheels.
I don't know that one. Hey, I'm not even gonna pretend, but yeah. But I will say this much, right? A lot of the conspiracy theorists, and again, I will preface this, I have sympathy with them. I don't agree with you. I have sympathy because I know that there are other things that were messed up. There are other things that are still going on today. There are things that you can't touch, you can't smell, but you know it's wrong. You know something's wrong with the Matrix. So I get that feeling. I'm there with you. But what I am saying is that use more of what you have. Don't just like what you said. Doorgaan, weet je? Denk het maar door, weet je? Don't.
But the funny thing, especially with these anti-vax or anti-corona people, even, and these are usually intelligent people. Like if we can qualify people.
Hey, if they pass school, they are intelligent. We just their beliefs is different.
The same things that we are saying, denk door, denk na, is what they are saying to us because we are stupid sheep. We are brainwashed by the mainstream media, and we are just idiots. We cannot think any further. So while we are saying, yeah, but jij moet doordenken, they're like, jij moet doordenken. So I find it a very fascinating phenomenon.
Here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. And this is what I love competition for. This is what I love putting litmus tests to and whatnot and so. You have your assertion, I have mine. Unless it's 100% opinion, and especially when it's rooted in science, I can prove it, you can prove it. So, okay, so you prove yours and I prove mine. If you can't prove yours, we're done. Everybody's saying about denk my door, wait ik veel. Okay, where's the evidence? The My Pillow guy, who was part of this whole mishmash and nonsense too, like as well. He bought time on fucking OAN. You understand? One American Network this week. Made an ass of himself. Oh, listen, OAN, one of the most fringiest of fringe media platforms that's supporting QAnon and all this nonsense. They put up a disclaimer. Whatever the pillow guy says, that's him. That's not us. That's him. Do you understand what I'm saying? OAN decided that we're not in this. So this dude is spouting an opinion. And he's putting up, quote unquote, evidence of how the U.S. election was this, that, and third, and whatnot. And so Good. Okay. Where's your proof? I'm actually willing to listen to you. Cool. Where's your proof? Where's your proof? Got laughed out of court. How many times? 40, 50 times. You got nobody that's willing to understand you, to defend you, to take your case, whatever. But you are also in the middle of a $2.3 billion lawsuit. You ain't gonna give this thing up? No, okay, fine. But then you want to do what you want to do then. Done. Me, I'm like this. Anti-vaxxers, everybody, fine. You want to say that I am not thinking through? Fine. Prove me wrong. Where has
But that's exactly the same what they are saying. Prove me wrong.
No, but I can, and that's the point. I can. If you say la 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 to the fucking like all the papers and all the science and all the methodology that's behind of it, and that's on you. That's not on me. You understand? Other people will see what I'm putting forward and be like, yo, Dred, yo, Marlo, all right, you know what? You're right. You check what I'm in, but then prove it. Prove it. That's all I'm asking. I could be wrong. Fine. Prove me wrong. Prove the thing. Don't conjecture. Don't come with, loose arguments or wait to fail. Rock solid. Here's the proof. Do it for me. I'm willing to hear you.
The proof is in the pudding.
Amen. I think.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, you got camera problems. I got camera problems. You see, we're done. Denise,
my camera.
It does a hell of a freeze frame too, man. Like that's actually pretty dope.
Hey, I look like a fish, man. Okay, news is clear.
People, I'm Marlo Brown. Say goodnight to the ghost of Denise Fiber.
All right, people, signing off.
I don't know.
I hope you join us next time.
Next week.